So we are talking about the Republican Party. After what? That was the principle of Sun yet. Okay. Part 2, modernization. So we are talking about the principle of Sun Yat-sen. He kept three principles that we call it sand, meat, tree. Okay. So what was there in this principle? He emphasized on nationalism. Very nice, beta. Nationalism, democracy, and socialism. So how did you come to know about this democracy and this nationalism, socialism? How did he come to know about this? As he read in the school, okay? He read in the Christian missionaries that we discussed yesterday. So when we talk about nationalism, so it promotes the feeling of oneness. A particular we live in a particular nation, okay? And with the aim of gaining and maintaining the nation sovereignty, okay? Then we talk about what here is for nationalism. Here was overthrowing of which empire? And then only he set up his what? The Republican state. After overthrowing the Manchu empire. Okay. Then we see democracy, which means ruled by the people. They formed a government. As the government is formed by, what is the procedure of forming the government in a democracy? Through voting. Okay. And we follow certain, there should be criteria as far as you can see universal adult franchise. Okay. So somewhere they also talk about democracy, which is ruled by the people, and then socialism is here is regulating the capital, and for them here the three principles kept, which was followed by the other leaders also of his party. Later it was changed as he died, so the principles has been changed, but then also it laid emphasis on a very important, you can see nationalism, democracy and socialism. Here it talked about regulating or controlling the capital. Capital means money, okay. Then here you can see even it talk about the equalization of land holding. Equalization means land should be distributed equally amongst the people. Okay. So now we will talk about a very important movement which we call 4th May movement. Which movement? 4th May movement. So what is there in this 4th May movement? You can see there was a government of Yuan Shikai, okay. So if we talk the 4th May movement in the year 1990, after the after the World War First, which occurred in the year 1914 to 1918. So what happened? This Yuan Shikai, its government, okay, it supported the Allied power, and then you can see in return they expect that they will get the reward from this Allied power from the Britishers. Okay, so if we talk about the First World War, it ended with the treaty called with We called it Treaty of Versailles. Okay. End of what? End of First World War. Okay. Which was ended by the Treaty of Versailles. So you can see in this treaty, the territory that was annexed by which country? Germany. Okay. So they thought they will get, as they have supported the Allied power, the Britishers in the war. So they thought that in case they will get reward from that. Okay. समझ में आ रहा है? हमने कहा कि इन्होंने प्रथम विश्व युद्ध में अलाइड शक्तियों की मदद की, ठीक है, उनके साथ इनमें भाग लिया और उसके बाद जब युद्ध का अंत हो जाता है तो एक शांति वार्ता होता है, उसके बाद एक संधि होता है। तो संधि ट्रीटी ऑफ वर्साइल्स, ठीक है, इसमें क्या था, हमें लगा हमें बदले में रिवॉर्ड मिलेगा, वी विल गेट रिवॉर्ड। सो द टेरिटरी दैट वाज एनेक्स्ड बाय द जर्मनी, द टेरिटरी ऑफ चाइना, ओके। So they thought they will give the territory, but instead of giving them, it was given to Japan. Okay. So here they got disappointed, and you can see the Chinese territory that was taken by the Germany from the treaty which was given to Japan instead of China, causing the outrage in China, and it triggered the movement, or it started the movement over there. So you can see on which date, as it is already mentioned, 4th May, okay, 1990. So how they protest the movement? So you can see a mass angry demonstration on the mob. Okay, they started demonstration there in which place? In BC. ठीक है, they start protest against this treaty. Okay, there was an angry demonstration in BC to protest against the decisions of the post-war peace conference. Okay, so earlier it was just as a protest, but later it became a whole movement. So two major parties, Sun Yat-sen and CCP. So he was very much inspired by CCP, China Communist Party. So they both were working independently for the reform, for the freedom. Okay. So what happened? These two parties, they combined and they formed the one party. These two parties, they combined during the time of whom? Sun Yat-sen. These two parties combined and they become the Union Party. Okay. As the principle was the same, quite similar, and this after him the permanent leaders they came, they also followed the principle. But when he died, okay, who came? Chiang Kai-shek. Okay, so he has his own ideology. Somewhere ideology depends on to the person to person. Yes or no? So this man has his own ideology. So at a time when he died, the party it split. Again it split, and there you can see even this party split by their own also. ठीक है, एक तो ये दोनों अलग हो गए, दूसरा जो ये पार्टी है, जो रिपब्लिकन पार्टी है, वो आपस में ही स्प्लिट हो गई. Is this clear? So now this party and this party it became enemy. So if we talk about during his reign, who was the enemy? So one we will say the China Communist Party was the enemy, and later he eliminated the Chinese Communist Party. Is this clear? So as we discussed, the two parties here, one is the National People Party, which party we called it? Kuomintang. Okay. or we called it the National People Party. So these we are discussing National People Party, and another party is the CCP. One is the Kuomintang, another one is the CCP. So these two parties, they emerged as a major force, okay, to striving to unite the country and to bring stability. This party, they are working to unite the country and to bring stability. So what we see here that Sun Yat-sen idea, okay, it became the basis of the political philosophy of this Kuomintang. So whatever principles, okay, carried by whom? Carried by Sun Yat-sen. It became the philosophy of this party which we call Kuomintang. Kuomintang. Okay? It becomes the philosophy of Kuomintang, whatever principle carried by Sun Yat-sen, as we talk about the important principle: nationalism, democracy and socialism. Okay? So here they realize, if we talk about this party, they realize the four great needs. What were the four great needs here of the people? When we talk about clothing, housing, then food, and fourth is the transportation. That is the basic need of a people, that clothing, housing, food and transportation. So after Sun Yat-sen, okay, another leader who came, what emerged here was the Chiang Kai-shek. Who came? Chiang Kai-shek. Okay. So as we saw that his political ideology is different from Sun Yat-sen. Okay. So he emerged as the leader of which party? Kuomintang. Very important. After Sun Yat-sen, who emerged as the leader of this party? Kuomintang. So here you can see that when he came into the power, so what he did, he launched a military campaign against the war laws or the military campaign. Okay, and then the regional leaders who had raised their voice, okay, who has observed, you can see, take over the authority. So here first when we talk about the Chiang Kai-shek, when he came into power, he has to enemy and he has to face challenges, one from the warlord or the regional leaders. Another challenge here was the CCP. So he eliminate what? Eliminate or ban this party as they were posing challenge to him. Is this clear? So here he banned CCP and they were expelled from their country.